Good evening, world. It is I, your commissioner, Austin. We have an odd pod tonight. Jameson is traveling. Um, I'm sick. I have been sick for a couple days now, so didn't grab a guest. Probably going to do this one fairly quick. I'm thinking under 2-ish hours. Get everyone out of here. Give you all 20 minutes of your day back. We'll circle back tomorrow. Take a deep dive. All that good shit. I don't have my cam on because I look like trash. That's nothing new, but there's no pressure since Jameson's not here, and there's no real reason for me to just show my face like blown up on the screen. So let's get to it. I'm gonna go ahead, or I guess, can you guys all see my screen? Can everyone see? Can everyone see that? Oh, geez, maybe I just had some trouble with my teams, but let me know if you can see my screen. Is that good? Great. Let's get to it. So, how was your week? My week was pretty good up until the end of it. Uh, let's see. Saturday, I started out by getting Iowa State to bowl eligibility. So, credit to me. I got a text from Merritt about 5 minutes into the BYU game asking me if I was watching it. I had not been watching it. I forgot that it was happening. And in that time, Iowa State had forced a turnover, scored again, and just got the ball back. And so I turned it on. Immediately, BYU went down the field and scored. And then on the ensuing possession for Iowa State, we got sacked. So I said, fuck this. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to go to sleep. And I woke up to some text messages about how great we are. So you're welcome, everyone. I do think it's pretty cool that we kind of have an offense now. So credit to Nate Shieldhouse. Credit to me for saying that you should pass to set up the run instead of forcing the run like Campbell likes to do in the Iowa game. I'll take 2 to 3 million to become an offensive assistant somewhere and teach people how football works. Then we had Rosemary's baptism on Sunday, which was lovely. Invited my dad and Jameson, my brother, Jameson's family, most of Merritt's family. Baptism went great. Then we had a brunch afterwards, and then about 2 p.m., my world was turned upside down with the most intense, possibly food poisoning or flu that I've ever had in my life. I basically spent the next 3 hours on the toilet or with my face in the toilet, yakking. I just my stomach felt really bad, so I went in there and just yacked, and then just went out the other ends. But I did bring my phone with me, so I had red zone on the whole time. Didn't miss a snap. I'm fucking built different. That's how I do things. So you bet your ass when Merritt was going, "Hey, are you okay in there?" I'm saying, absolutely. CD Lamb just scored his second touchdown, honey. I'm gonna be okay. Will and I had a pretty epic matchup. I ended up winning by I think 6 or something. Just two absolute titans of the game going at it. He had both Keenan Allen and Amon-Ra St. Brown going in the same game and just alternating massive play after massive play. I mean, these are the two worst defenses in the league, so that was kind of happening. I did get a beautiful notification on my phone mid shit that Keenan Allen had been injured and was like on the sideline. And then my complete desperation play, picking up Deontay Foreman before Thursday night, just on a hunch that maybe Khalil wouldn't be going, and grabbing Quentin Johnston because fucking 2 other people got injured before him. I figured, hey, he's due. That actually paid out. Keenan Allen was gone for just enough for Quentin Johnston to score some dumbass touchdown. And that's kind of the difference there between me winning and losing. I did get a notification. Basically, what happened is I puked and then I shit and then I stopped for about an hour and was just sweating and shaking. And then the real puke happened. And in the middle of that, I got a notification saying 40-yard touchdown to Keenan Allen in the fourth quarter. So that was pretty cool. Sleeper straight up lied to me. Keenan Allen was completely fine. But shortly after that was when CeeDee Lamb scored his second touchdown. And I thought we might be okay. It did come down to Monday Night Football, and Jared Cook, what's his name? James Cook, fumbled on the very first possession of the game because Greg McDermott is a fucking dipshit and actually believes in essentially middle school coaching where you bench really, really good players if they fumble for the second time in his entire career. He didn't see a carry until the end of the second quarter. And if you watch the game in the second half, James Cook was absolutely electric. So I'm really glad that uh, Greg McDermott, what was his fucking name? I just said Greg McDermott. I don't think his name's Greg McDermott. Whatever. That guy's name. I'm really glad he's a fucking moron because otherwise, Will might have won. So I am somehow I just won 3 in a row and I'm in the playoffs if they start today. I do have more points scored than the 7-3 teams, both of them. We're climbing out of the gutter. We're on the up and up. I do have Paul next, which is depressing. I don't think I'll get any Mahalo awards if I beat Paul, and I've been stocking them up for this off season. Okay, on to I actually have one other thing because nobody can stop me talking about myself. I just wanted to show the crowd here. Like I said, I'm winning 3 in a row now. I had 2 of the highest scoring weeks, and I missed highest scoring this week by 1 point. Let me show you a little something called the draft that everyone attends. So this is what Jameson and I always talk about. You can't draft good, you can draft lucky. That's probably not true. I drafted extremely poorly. If you take a look at Abe Bamrick over here, the Mirthmobile, there is a total of 3 people left on this 16-man draft that are on my team. Chubb injured, Henry traded away, Hurts is good, Amari just lost his quarterback, but he's on my team. Williams hurt, Kamara good, Cooks dropped him, Fryermuth dropped him, Moore dropped him, Bateman dropped him, Bigsby dropped him, Elliott dropped him, Hyatt dropped him, Josh Kelly dropped him, Saints, no, get out of here. Graham Gano, I don't even know why I picked that guy. So I have 3 total people left for my draft, and we're in the playoffs if they start today, boys. That's how you do it. Actually, that's not how you do it. I made it really hard. Don't do that. All right. So, oh yeah. Anyway, while I was puking and shitting and all that, everyone else was completely fine until Monday. So now we get to the reason Jameson's not here. We suspected it might have been food poisoning from the charcuterie board. I don't know if that's actually true now because other people have gotten sick that we don't think had the charcuterie board. But that's when Jameson and Teresa and his kids all got sick. They were in a hotel room and on their way back down to Dallas, ended up having the same thing I did. So they've been stuck in Iowa until this morning, where he started his like 14-hour drive back home or 16 hours or whatever that is. So I don't even know if he's home yet. And then we also had, unfortunately, a funeral. Our grandpa died, so that's where most of my family was on Monday, which I couldn't attend. Merritt did go, and then Merritt is now at another one. Her uncle passed away, and on her way there this morning, she lets me know that she's feeling achy, she's feeling nauseous, she's feeling not great. So there's a chance that my little baby girl's baptism became a super spreader event and just like carpet bombed Midwest with a 24-hour flu bug, dealt Cook style. So sorry about that, everyone. Hope everyone got home safe. Thank you for being there for little baby Rosemary. Oh, she's also sick. So yeah, thank God I won fantasy, or things could be really dark over here. All right, on to some Week 10 reactions. I mentioned this a little earlier. The Bills are a joke. They just fired their offensive coordinator, which is amazing because they're like in fifth in EPA and the offense is completely fine. But Josh Allen just keeps giving the ball to the other team like 4 times a game. But yeah, I'm sure Ken Dorsey's the problem. There's a couple of things that I looked at during the draft um, that everyone was pretty wrong on. I figured it was kind of a good time to look at some of that stuff while I had it pulled up. Tony Pollard and Madison, they're both kind of in the same vein. They're backups that everyone thought, these guys are really good. Every time they start, they put up 25, and they are putting up like 4 or less pretty much every game. I mean, Tony Pollard just had a game where the Cowboys had 600 yards and 7 touchdowns, and Pollard ended up scoring 4 points. That's atrocious. That's a season ender right there. And you can see Foster here at 4-6. He's one of the unfortunate souls that drafted Pollard, and he's feeling that. But speaking of Dallas, there's a couple of things that were making me laugh here, and one of them is the reason I won. I was checking my ESPN app, and I saw that Cooper Rush had just thrown like a 16-yard pass to CeeDee Lamb, and I was like, well, that's weird, but it was in the fourth quarter. So when the Dallas was still up like 35 points, they benched literally everyone except for their number one wide receiver, who's like the most important piece of their offense, and still had Cooper Rush throwing to him. That's coaching malpractice. You don't you don't need to do that. I kind of appreciated it as a fantasy player, but I can just only imagine how good the Dallas Cowboys would be if they had a competent coach. Hopefully that never happens. That would be torture for all of us. In the same vein, Christian McCaffrey had like 17 games in a row scoring a touchdown. They were up 34-3 with like a minute left, and they were pounding the rock with Christian McCaffrey, trying to get him a record. Again, fantasy sounds awesome, love it. Um, but the fact that he had 22 touches and had 4 more with the game out of reach is just fucking so stupid, especially when you're the 49ers and like you don't have Super Bowls because Shanahan keeps getting all your players injured. Um, Pretty stupid shit every week with these people. Um, I can't believe millions of dollars go to these morons. Speaking of millions of dollars, the Saints traded for Derek Carr, as we all know. Here's a little stat line for you. Olave had 1 target with Derek Carr in the game. Thank God he got concussed. Hopefully his brain stays mush because that dude sucks. And Olave without Derek Carr, 7 targets, 80 yards, and a touchdown. And that was in like the fourth quarter. Jameis Winston is an absolute fantasy god. I love that man. If you're an Olave player or owner, you just got to pray Derek Carr stays out. Um, yeah, that was just amazing. Just watching him like chuck it down the middle of the field for a touchdown and then chuck it down the middle of the field twice for 2 interceptions was just prime Jameis. Loved every second of it. Speaking of that game, the dope does it again. The pocket. Sorry. The pastronaut, the pocket scientist, he does it again. This guy cannot be sacked somehow. If you watch the game, the guy just knows, his like super science mega brain just knows when the pass rush is coming and can avoid it. He has the 3rd most rushing yards of any quarterback in basically joined 2 teams like a day before he needed to play. And he has more rushing touchdowns than Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon. Um, this dude is just fucking on fire. I don't know how else to say it. I cannot believe we got lucky enough to get Josh Dobbs. He's so awesome. I heard a lot of people talk about the Steelers team, the fact that they're 6-3 and have been outgained in every single game they've played so far. And somehow, even through all the Reddit threads, because I'm perennially online, I know all the message boards and shit. Nobody has made the connection that the black and gold team in the NFL and the black and gold team in college football are the exact same fucking team. They have absolutely historically atrocious offenses, really, really good defenses, and they just keep winning. It doesn't seem to matter. It's not quite nepotism with Mike Tomlin, but it's the same thing where he just refuses to fire Matt Canada for, I don't know, but my mind just went blank. I can't imagine a single reason that you would not fire that guy already, but um, there it is, and they're winning, so you can't really argue against it, I guess. Well, those are my observations of the week. What do you think? Oh, people are chatting in here. Um, During the league review, please spend some time talking about how bad Ward's team is and how he still beat me this week with his whack lineup. I can do that, Jeff. I'll do that for you. So far, Goose and Jeff are in the chat for those podcast listeners and not watchers. Um, cool. On to actual fantasy stuff. We can start with the first and best league, Guggenheim. Like I said, I'm on a 3-game winning streak, and in the playoffs, I leapfrogged Will Posler to get there, tied with the one and only Zachers. I wanted to call out here that McMurray got his first win, I think, since week 1, and he did beat me for most points scored this week by 1 point. Let's look at McMurray's team here. He's got Dak, holy shit, with 40. Brian Robinson had a good game. Oh, this is actually kind of funny. Brian Robinson had his first good game in like a month, and the Falcons still lost. So I guarantee you that Arthur Smith is just going to be like, "See, this is what happened when I give my good players the ball. We lose." That's definitely the only thing he's going to take out of that game. So look for Brian Robinson to have. Oh, they're on a bye. Well, yeah, I'll probably get you 0 points, I bet. Yeah, ETN has been great, but not this week. Christian Watson, ultimate mega ultra, just well, I think I said all the things. Ultima and Omega bust. Look at this, absolutely awful. Chris Godwin, pretty good. Trenton Irwin, I don't know who that is. TJ Hawkinson did all this in the first half, actually. Javante's been great. Daniel Carlson is a guy that I know, and then cool. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a team that would put up that many points somehow, but they did. This doesn't seem like it should add up to 150, is what I'm getting at, but it somehow does. Maybe it doesn't, and I'm not going to check. Let's see. Nothing else really to report in Herman German. Let's go on to Blipto. Or wait, Guggenheim. That was Guggenheim. Let's go on to Herman German. We got Freeze no longer in the first spot. He gets taken down by Mason Renner, who leapfrogs him into first. So they are tied at 7-3, but Mason takes points over him by 13. Quite the showdown there. We got, I think this is Tim Wood. Or no, it's the other Wood, who is in last. That's sad. Mallet has kind of fallen off a little bit. I guess he's only 1 game out, but he started out pretty hot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Good job, Herman German. We're on to Blipto now. God, my eyes are burning. Tishan alone at the top. I'm hitting the button. We need to get rid of relegation right now. He did a classic Bamrick maneuver. He texted me that, oh well, the streak is ending tonight. Unfortunately, Jared Goff sucks, and then I think Jared Goff threw 3 touchdowns back to back to back to get to 20 points. Oh, 2 touchdowns, but he had none before Tishan texted me. So sorry about that, Bean Else. If you need a little bit of luck in your life, go ahead and text me some shit about, I don't know, Saquon Barkley, and I'm sure he'll turn it around. Surprising amount of people started Jalen Warren this week, which I'm proud of. You guys, you're some sharks. You guys know what you're doing. Oh yeah, and Tishan started his 2 tight ends because he traded for Dalton Schultz this last week. That's right. It works, baby. Okay, my mic just detected that like there was no sound coming back to me, so it just fucking shut off. But I think we're back. Somebody let me know in the chat if you can hear me or not. So maybe I need to play some music or something. What do you guys want to listen to? No, not YouTube TV. Okay, so before you talk any shit, I use YouTube Music, and I pay for that because it also gets me YouTube Premium, which means no ads anywhere. Shut up. I know everyone uses Spotify, but okay, you can hear me. I don't know why my mic just randomly shut off. I just detect that there's like, voice coming through. Fucking stupid HyperX trash. All right. Let me know if you can hear the music. I hope not. I don't want to record that, but maybe that will be a new. Wait, no, we could get like DMC8 or some shit. I'll just play it every like 2 seconds or something so that it stays on. My mic stays on. Okay, you can't hear the music. Perfect. Great. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, Peters Cuervo. We're on to Peters Cuervo. Bradley gets another win, potentially season-saving win. So he's now at 4-6. I think if you go down to 3-7, it's basically over. So Washington's donkey teeth gets the dub. Thank God we are no longer in trouble of Dusty Kroll having anything to do with the championship. He still has Anthony Richardson in. That just makes it feel bad for the four people that lost to him when all these people were healthy. That's just really, really bad luck. I mean, imagine losing out a playoff spot because you lost to Dusty before half of his team died. But the only way we could get around that is like, Jameis and I policing every league, and I'm not going to do that. So those that are in the swamp of Peters Cuervo are just going to have to deal with it. What else? Anything else interesting in here? Sucker Trebek. I know we said whoever that was last week, but I can't remember. And then there's a couple of 3-win teams down here. Poor Zhao. All right, on to Newhall. It's time to put the league on notice. Benda. That was half right. Benda got his first win since week 2. Benda on the board. He did make a trade last week. So the two people that made trades last week won. Who did he trade for again? I think he also traded for Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is the fucking man. Yes, he got Dalton Schultz. Maybe that's what I was thinking of with. That's what I was thinking of with Tishan. God damn it, I got that wrong. But anyway, yeah. Benda's hot streak is about to start. I don't think you can make playoffs with 8 wins, but you can fight relegation. Maybe Canoes can do the math and let me know if a 6-8 team can make it. Kind of like how they redid bowl eligibility a couple years ago, where like 5-win teams or 4-win teams can somehow be in. It's all about money. So actually, you could give me money and I will get you into the playoffs. Hanks 8-2. Made fun of him a couple weeks ago because he had like the lowest point score, but was somehow like tied for first. He is now firmly in first, game up on everyone else, and he is no longer last in points. He's kind of middle of the pack. So maybe the team actually is good. And then down here, my pick for Newhall was Juice. If you recall, he gets eked out by a point, and that feels bad. But 4-6, you can still make it. All right, we're on to Old Hall. I like to do New Hall before Old Hall just because I'm sure it annoys some people because everything's not quite in order. We got TJ and Tom duking it out. Couple of 150 burgers. Tom takes him out fighting for a chance at playoffs. I think TJ is probably out of the playoff race. He is in dead last, so yeah, I would assume so. But Tom escapes. Sully is alone at 8-2 at the top, of course. I think we could all have guessed that. He's third in points scored, so it's not like it's a fluke either. Let's take a look at the old Rippers squad. We got Justin Herbert, number 2 overall quarterback. He has his bias, number 4. And he played the Jets. Gibbs is amazing. Warren, of course. I mean, when you're smart like him, you would have Warren in your lineup. Demario Douglas was a little sleeper that Sully had turned me on to. So thank you, Sully, Khalil Shakir, Marquise Brown, Pitts. Somebody rolling out Pitts. Interesting. Rolling out Pitts and 8-2. That's rolling out Pitts and another tight end and 8-2. That's even more surprising. But good on you. Oh, he had everybody on bye. That makes more sense. And on injured reserve. Yeah, this is a bench that wins you a lot of games. This makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, look over here though. Logan with 4 wins and going up in week 10 with 6 starters on bye. Wait, 5 starters. Jesus. All of these people are on the same 2 teams. You need some portfolio diversity, my man. This is really bad. Shockingly bad. Well, anyway, we probably won't be hearing from Logan again. I'm sure he's not a podcast listener anyway. Now I kind of want the music for the vibe. Well, I can show you what I'm listening to. Your make. Some synthwave shit. Here's the butt punt again. I just kind of always have that on a second monitor. Now we're on to presidents. We got Jameson taking down Knust. Knust is still in the lead. Jameson is tied with him though, but Knust has points 4 on him by what, 70? Let's see. I actually want to look at this matchup. Oh, I beat him by a lot. So Sam Howell versus Gino, a couple of Titans actually played each other and were even. Wow. Jameson has Tony Pollard. I kind of can't believe he's 7-3 with a guy this shit. Oh, I guess he's the 23rd. He hasn't been that. Oh, this is really bad, but not terrible. But he got Eckler back. That makes sense. Pittman's been pretty good. Deontay Johnson terrible this week. Of course, this is just always Deontay. Just never look at his injury report. He's just always banged up, always limping around. Lockett's a beast. Hawkinson's a beast. Starting Zach Charbonnet is something. Cleveland defense. James only had Hurts on bye too, so like this is his team. This doesn't seem very good, but it somehow is good. Interesting. Knust got the Kamara. Derrick Henry just tanked his ass. Yeah, that's rough. Jacoby Myers with the Aiden O'Connell just ain't gonna be it, man. Howell, this is so funny. Jameson starts Howell, and then Howell throws all of his passes and touchdowns to the fucking running backs. Like somehow McLaurin doesn't hit any of that. Jerome Ford has been really good, or pretty good. He's better than Tony Pollard, and he was a free agent. Looks like Knust had quite a few people on bye though. Waddle, Higgins been out, Rice is on bye. I see. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Got his ass. Corey is 2-8. I actually want to check something if Corey apologized or not. I'm gonna look really quick. The season is not over. I will not apologize yet, and I don't appreciate the piss boy champion being so quick to dance on my grave. There's no excuse for being behind guys in the league with 5 total transactions all season. Can I see who that is? Can I get to the bottom of this? I guess I could see their waiver dollars, huh? Jameson's up there. Jeff is up there. Sam Vonge is up there. Davo with $100. I think you can just copy and paste that into every league that Davo has ever played in. Just Davo with $100. Team is just pristine. Not a bruise on any of them. I don't know who he's talking about. Seems like most of these people have used waiver money. So, for the record, last season I had the most points scored in a season in the history of the D League. That's interesting. At week 6, I won money for having the most points scored in all of the D League, and it ended up with me not winning a playoff game. So, Jaylong is right. You can hang the banner for most points scored in a history in a season of the D League, but that didn't win you any money last year, and it won't win you any money this year. Still looking. I'm still looking. We are checking. We are checking. We are at Ferrari. He has not apologized. So, Freeze, if you're listening, say hamburger, and I want you to know that he has not apologized. Speaking of Davo, Corey beat him by like 60. That's a lot of points. Just want to take a look here. You got 2 Bears running backs. Didn't start either one of them, even though Khalil was ruled out Thursday night. You're flexing Amari Cooper so that you could play Godwin, Addison, and Pickens. I need people to realize that George Pickens is not a wide receiver 1 if Deontay Johnson plays. Deontay Johnson is the one. But he is missing a kicker. So, yeah, I think that's probably the difference there. The Jake Elliott with 50 points would have gotten him over the hump. Vonge, just like me, baby. Vonge is on a 3-game winning streak. Yeah, 3-game winning streak. He was 1-6 coming into week 8. Now 4-6 and climbing. He's only a game out of playoffs. I mean, look at this logjam here at 5-5. 1 win over any of these guys. Actually, let's see his schedule. Can he take a spot from somebody else? No. Well, no. He'd have to beat Jameson, and then a couple other people lose. Actually, these two play each other. So if Vonge beats Jameson, he could jump one of these to Jaylong or Davo. I'm forgetting that people are probably not watching the YouTube. Only my daddy watches the YouTube 24 times. But yeah. Sorry. I forgot. I needed to talk shit about Ward, not Davo. I got distracted. So Ward, if you remember earlier in the season, dropped Dallas Goedert so that Canoes could pick him up, and then traded Canoes Jalen Waddle for Khalil Herbert, who immediately got injured, and somebody else. I don't remember who the other person is. But anyway, so Ward has Lamar, who has been playing really well but did not play very well this week. He has Ramondre, who's like fine, I guess, and Zeke. I see why this sucks. Okay, so he played Ramondre and Zeke, 2 guys out of quite possibly the second worst offense in all of the NFL. He played 2 players from there. Christian Kirk somehow gets 12 points in a game they lost by 31. Oh, Demario Douglas, I see. So he has 3 players on the second worst offense in the NFL. Yeah, that's really bad. That sucks, dude. Drop Tyler Bass. Look, what are you guys doing? I see a lot of people with Tyler Bass. He's the 26th kicker. You don't need that on your team. I'm I hate to say it. You don't need Tyler Ass on your team. Tyler Ass. Just go get Brandon McMahon ass. Actually, he only had one more point than Tyler, but yeah, that sucks. I mean, Thielen's kind of fallen off. Michael Thomas got injured, I guess. I didn't know that, but he kind of always does. Jacobs. I was actually surprised that Jacobs looked as good as he did, but yeah, that's a bummer. You lost to the Patriots, and nobody loses to the Patriots. Actually, what is your point scored, Jeff? Since you're in the chat, since you're taking a fucking 36-minute shit at Boeing. Oh, you had some guys on bye. This is good. Can't look at everything. Tyreek, yeah, that would have helped. Oh, Raheem, yep, that would have helped. Darren Waller would have not have. You can drop Judy. That's a little advice for you. You can drop Derek Carr. You don't need 3 QBs, Jeff. Why do you have Carr and Murray and Goff? What's happening here? Here, I'm gonna help you here. Grab Kenneth Gainwell in case somebody gets hurt. Grab Quentin Johnston. Could have grabbed Irwin. Grab late Luke Musgrave. What do you mean Murray was hurt? He played last week. None of these guys played on Thursday. Anyway, yeah, that's Prez. On to trades. There was one. There was a big donker, big dick trade in Newhall. Check this out, boys. And Merritt, if you're listening to this on your way back from Indiana. What's up, girl? We got Dirks. Receiving Saquon Barkley, and he sends away Cooper Kupp. Jeff still has the most points scored in Perez. That is not correct. Boogie has more points than you by 3 points. You do have the most points scored against you, though. You got to work on your defense, man. You're the Chargers. Here's the butt punt for you, though. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, big dick trade. Let's look at these rosters here. We have Dirks getting Saquon, so he now has Saquon in the flex. His team currently: Sam Howell, James Conner, Tony Pollard, Tyler Lockett, Puka Nacua. That's smart, getting rid of the wide receiver 2 because you already have the wide receiver 1 for the Rams and Puka. Keenan Allen, of course, an absolute beast. He's dealing with a shoulder injury. Keenan is. Shoulder injury that, of note, did not keep him from scoring a 40-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter. So the drugs must have worked quite well. Mark Andrews, he's got Dirks. He's got Jake Moody. And a defense. And he has James Cook on the bench and not a whole lot else. So I get not wanting to start both Kupp and Puka. And you want some RB depth, especially with James Conner just coming back and Tony Pollard being trash. Makes sense. Go look at Carvin Ass, our boy Brady. He is currently rocking Kyler Murray, Jerome Ford, Alexander Madison. Who might be concussed. His wide receivers now are Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, who does not have a quarterback now. It's DTR. Adam Thielen, who was a Viking, so I get why he's on Brady's team, but he's been a little quiet last couple weeks. DJ Hawkinson, who is a Viking, uh, Nico Collins, Justin Tucker, and Denver. Oh, Kamara he has, but is on bye, so he has plenty of running back depth with Ford and uh, Kamara. He was rocking Donta Foreman. He's got Ty Chandler just in case Madison doesn't go. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, once Kamara comes back from bye, you're locked and loaded at running back unless somebody else gets injured. So makes sense. And Cooper Cup is really fucking good. Actually, Jesus. Oh my God, what happened? Cup hasn't scored double digits since week 6. That's shocking. Well, one of them was Brett Ripien, and then he had a bye, so I guess that makes sense. Anyway, nice trade. It's a big donker trade. Good job. In Guggenheim, I've been trying to offload one of my QBs because I picked up Murray for Hertz's bye a couple weeks ago. I baited some people here on the trade block. I said Hertz was available, and then instead of me getting a bunch of really good players for my quarterback, Denton kept offering me shit players, and I'm trying to get I'm trying to fleece people, Denton. I'm not trying to get fleece. That's not fair. That's not how this works. Now would be a great time to go into my history with the league. So I will state my name for the podcast. My name is Austin Bamrick. I was a pledge in 2011. Um, I was Delta of the Year in 2011. I know nobody else has really mentioned that, but I don't think we have a lot of Delta of the Year winners in this league. We have a lot of fucking losers, people that drop their corners all the time. But I'm not one of them. In fact, I pick up most people's corners. I have an award to prove it. Let's just get the butt punt on the screen for this. Um, yeah, 2011. I joined the league since its inception, I believe, in 2010. Although I have zero memories of ever looking at a score or doing anything in college, so I'm not exactly sure how that worked. I had to go back into my Facebook post because Jameson used to write some stuff onto my wall about things that were happening fantasy wise. There's something about Peyton Hillis on there. The year I won, um, we like got to the bottom of how much I won. I think that year, and it was like $200. So yeah, I won a title in 2012. I don't really remember anything about that either. I mean, maybe I had a memory of sitting on a couch next to Denton in our house, but that 2012 seems too early. I would have moved to Kansas City in 2011. Anyway, I have the one title, and then I've never won a playoff game since. I have been on a bit of a hot streak, winning wise lately. I've had 2 back-to-back 9-5 seasons with first round buys, which have resulted in no playoff wins as usual. I'm a perennial loser. My overall record is less than 500, but I do have a jersey. So shut your fucking mouth. Let's see what else about me. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I've been to almost every draft, with the exception of Lake of the Ozarks and one of the other lake ones, Lake Rathburn ones. I think James and I missed that one because we were in Lawton. I remember drafting David Montgomery super early because I was frustrated from the year before, and that didn't pan out. Yeah, my franchise is the Mirthmobile. It is the Pacer, the blue Pacer with flames on it from the movie Wayne's World. That has been the team name since the D League was born. I guess that was the team name since relegation became a thing in 2012. Before that, I think I was Keanu Reeves. Maybe a Sparkle Motion was thrown in there. That's it. So one title, and we called it good. We're about having everyone else have fun in the league. It doesn't have to all be about me. All right, well, on to questions. Is Corey's half apology sufficient? That was from Ben. That would be a no. He hasn't said hamburger yet, so I'm still betting that Freeze is not listening to the podcast. Goose has one. Is Fergus the best animal in your house? Yes, that is correct. I currently do not have any fish. Dave is our cat, and he is a little shithead. Every single night, he demands to go outside, and then he does. And then when we wake up in the morning and go outside, there is half of a mouse just in our yard. He just goes out and rips a mouse in half, and then comes back inside. It's pretty fucked up. But yeah, Fergus is the best. He will never appear on the pod because everyone that has appeared on the pod, every animal that has appeared on the pod has died, and I love him too much. Next question from Goose. If Dobbs maintained some success as the Vikings QB, and it turns out that they do use a system QB style of football, do they re-sign Kirk? I'm just going to go on record now and say they don't re-sign Kirk no matter what. He tore his Achilles. He's going to be super expensive. They got to sign Jefferson. They just re-signed Hawkinson, although that'll be fine. I don't think they'll re-sign Kirk at all, ever. Somebody else needs him probably more than we do. Dobbs is the beast anyway. And I think that's it for questions. A quiet night. Um, well, go play Flesh and Blood, everyone. It's very fun. And we'll see y'all next week. Best of luck, everyone, except for. I thought maybe there was a trade going on. Except for Paul. Bye.